Yo, what's going on, everyone? I'm back from watching Spider-Verse. It is currently like
You
1
just
a.m.
said come.
Yo, what's up, everyone? I'm back from watching Spider-Verse, and man, what a film. It's currently 1 a.m., so if I'm a bit more quiet, that's kind of why. Whew, this is a weird one to give a review about. So, I guess it's really awkward because this movie is good. And let's talk about okay, well, let me like break it down, I guess. So style wise, animation wise, just everything about it is so good. It does so many things that just are good. It looks really fucking good. It's fun to watch. Things are happening like all over the place. It's really fucking sick. It is such a good film. And I really enjoyed it a lot. It was really fun and just sitting there watching the film, it went by like that, bro. It was so fast. I'm pretty sure the film is like over 2 hours long, and it felt fast. It was really good. I liked the comedy in it. It was funny. The characters were really good. The first Spider-Verse film had that thing where the characters were really good. The animation, the style, just everything just kind of worked. The plot, everything about it just kind of worked, and it was really good. It was like, it's my favorite Spider-Man film. So coming into this one, I'm like, what's gonna happen? How's it gonna be? I'm excited for it because the first one was my favorite, but I also know sequels will be like, it's kind of like a coin toss, And I'm glad to say that it wasn't, shit. It was a good film. But I have one problem with the film, which is how I kind of went into it expecting a full film, and it isn't a full film. I don't know if this is spoilers or not, and I'm sorry if some of you may consider it to be kind of spoilery, but there's gonna be a second Spider-Verse film coming out a year from now. And they have been announcing this. This is not like some new surprise drop. They did say they'd split the movie into two, but I didn't think that actually meant that they'd split you know, an entire movie into two. And that's exactly what they actually mean. So let me explain. This is half of a film. This is not a full film. You get, or like, it's a full film, but it's not the full film. It drops off, and you just kind of have to wait for the second part to come out. So it left me with a feeling of being kind of unsatisfied at the end with the actual movie. Like, it was really good, and I had a very fun time watching it. It's really fucking good. It was super invested the entire time, but then it just ended, and that's like rough. That's rough. Honestly, that's really rough. And I guess that's a good thing about the film is that when it ends, you're like, "What the fuck, man? I wanted more." You know what I mean? If I had to wait a year for that, it's gonna suck so much. But it was a really good film. It was super fucking good. The writing, the characters, just everything about it, the humor, it worked. It just worked, and I'm really glad it did because I was really looking forward to this one. So I'm happy that it was good. I'm happy that they nailed this character, that the antagonist in the film was really well done. He has a presence in the film. Obviously, I'm not gonna be spoiling things. Um, he has a very big presence, and it's felt a lot of like kind of a bit more emotional moments, I guess. A lot of there's fan service in this film, and obviously, I mean, we've seen what fan service is like, but I think this is probably the most well done fan service I have seen in a film. Like No Way Home, like at least talking about Spider Man, kind of just toss shit in there, right? This one I feel like took the time to kind of like it made sense. Everything that they had made sense because of what the film was. I think that works to its favor really fucking well, and it doesn't. It feels like it makes sense in the universe. So I'm really happy with the film. I really am. It was fun. There's a lot of Easter eggs to be like, oh my god, this, that, and that. So it's just really fucking good. It's a good film. And that's why it's so like weird because I come out of it being like fuck, I wanted more. You know what I mean? Oh god. So good film, good everything. The performances, the all the characters. I thought I'd hate a few of them. I did not hate any of them. I think they're all fucking fantastic. They all kind of make sense. They're all menacing in their own way when they have to be. They're funny. They're humorous. And it's just really nice. It's really cool to see some of the returning characters as well from Spider Verse, which we saw in the trailer is obviously Gwen and shit. I won't talk about who else returns. Um, but it was cool. It was cool to see that type of stuff. I just say honestly, go into this film expecting it to be a cliffhanger ending. Once again, I don't really know if that's spoilery or not. I'm not really sure. But just know that this movie was split in two for a reason. It's not because how I went in was thinking of like Infinity War and Endgame, where Infinity War and Endgame are connected, but they're each their own story, and they all wrap up. I was wrong when I went in with that mindset. So that's what kind of left me with that disappointment. This is a cliffhanger ending, so just I think if you go in kind of expecting that, you'll be a lot better off. I feel like okay, there's gonna be a second part. This is how it ends, type beat. You know? Because yeah, I was looking at I'm like, damn it, did we like? I feel like we've been here in a while. Like when how does this movie gonna wrap up? And then it's like, oh, it doesn't. So yeah, I think that's about it for non-spoilery stuff. Honestly, I can't think of much else. Like I said, all the references they made were good. I liked them. They were fun to point at. They didn't distract from the film. The actual core story lives up to that standard that I feel Spider Verse had. I think still maybe it's hard. It's difficult to say like fully since we don't really have the full story yet. I like I can't say 100% certainty that I feel like the story in this one is better because it doesn't feel like it's a complete story on purpose. So it feels kind of weird saying, "Oh yeah, Spider Verse's story is better," because this one's not done telling its story. So yeah, I would say this is a really good fucking film, like really fucking good. And I would say for the first half of a film, it's like a 9. A lot of exposition. There's a lot of exposition. A lot of talking. Not as much action in this one. But when there is action, it's really fucking good. At least how it felt. At least how it felt. Maybe there was more, you break it down. But I can only talk about how I kind of felt watching it. So maybe I'm wrong. It could be like, oh my god, Kenj, you fucking moron. There's a lot more action in this one. It's like, okay, fine. But in this one, it felt there's a lot more talking, a lot more like character stuff, and I actually appreciate that. I like that. I know some people are like, oh man, I want more action and stuff like that, and there still is. There's some really good action. I feel like it's not spaced out enough where it's weird or you're wanting more. It's just like just right. That was good. That was that was really fucking good, and I think they nailed it. The just a fantastic film overall. Um, and there's a lot to appreciate from it. A lot to see. Like it definitely learned from the first film for sure. I feel like they took what the first film did and they built upon it more to do more crazy and insane stuff and cool stuff. So yeah, let me give you my final score. Then I kind of teased it there with the 9, but it feels weird since it's not. I'm rating the first half of a film, and that feels really weird. Liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. Like I said, I still came out of that theater with that feeling of like dissatisfaction because I wanted more. So I think, crap. I just say like that's like a fucking. I'd say like a 9.5, honestly. 9. I'd say a 9. I'd say a 9 out of 10. I think that next time I watch the next film, I'm gonna take into account both of them in my review. I feel probably maybe I'll review them separately. Maybe I'll give you like my thoughts on the next film and this one like afterwards after I review that film. I don't know, like once they're both combined together. I feel like it's going to be kind of inevitable to not talk on it when I review the next film, but for now I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It might still fluctuate high key in my own mind how I kind of feel about it just because of like how it wraps up. I really do like all the character work, the emotional moments. Yeah, no, fuck it. Okay, no, no, I'm pretty confident in it, actually. It's an out of 10. It's really fucking good. Oh man, I wish I had the second part. Fuck. Quick mention that I forgot. I cannot believe I forgot this for a second time. The music was fucking fire, bro. That shit slapped throughout the film. I just gotta mention that. I'm recording this afterwards, but I forgot about it. The music fucking slapped. It was really good. Um, just like the first one. I actually don't know if I like both of them. I'm not gonna say I prefer one over the other. Really fucking fire. All the music, all the themes, everything was just perfect, man. Perfect. Just perfect. But yeah, I think I'm gonna like wrap it up there for the non-spoilery part, and then we could talk on spoilers. Well, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good one, and let's talk spoilers. Hope you guys are gone by now. Okay. So, wow, I like the way she starts. Little goofy guy, little quirky goofy guy. He's kind of doing things. It just seems like another like villain, you know, it's like it's whatever, man. It's whatever. He's not whatever, bro. He's a fucking menace by the end of the film. Bro transforms, and I really fucking like that. I like his character arc a lot. His character arc is really fucking good. He goes from like kind of like it gives me the same feel as the Riddler from Batman. And hear me out before you like you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? In the way that it's like kind of this like laughable villain, but then it becomes kind of a menace. Except not like the Riddler in that way, because the Riddler is always kind of laughable. This guy becomes like, oh shit, he's gonna fuck shit up, and it even changes how he actually looks. Like he becomes just the way he looks is fucking insane when he's like really fucking evil. That's really fucking cool. It's really sick how the style and of the animation like can do that. You know what I mean? Like that style can give you so much more emotion. And then those moments where like Miles saw into like the future or whatever to see what was gonna happen, that shit was sick. That shit was really sick. And I really like that whole story, him fighting the entire fucking Spider-Man Legion area thing, all of those guys. That was also really fucking sick. And then him saying that he's like the most powerful Spider-Man or he's like strong or some shit like that, like kind of like talking. I was like, damn, bro, he's a little cocky guy. He's a little cocky guy. But it's fair. I mean, he did fight them all off and shit. He did run away. Um, but yeah, it makes you wonder like what kind of happens from here, you know, and beyond the Spider Verse. And yeah, I mentioned in the non-spoiler review about the. Also, I'm gonna go like out of order. For the entire thing. I guess let me start at the beginning. I guess with Spider Gwen's universe. I thought that was really cool that we got to see Spider Gwen's like whole thing. Like that was pretty awesome. The Vulture fight scene was really fucking sick. The way they all kind of worked together. Spider Man 2099's like webs and shit. That shit is really fucking cool. The way it just kind of like fucks, you know what I mean? Like it just goes all over the place. It's red beams. He's a really cool Spider-Man. He's really fucking sick. And so that was like awesome to see. Spider-Woman showed up. She did her thing. You know, she was pregnant in the film. And I saw people on Twitter being mad about her being pregnant. And I thought that was kind of funny. I thought I'd bring that one up because I'm like, bro, why the fuck are they mad about, bro? It's a fucking cartoon and it's like fictional, but she was cool. I liked her. I liked all of them to be honest. I liked everyone, even the villains. Like I didn't like what they did sometimes. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up, man. You know what I mean? Like, stop talking, bro. You're talking way too much. You know, I'm rooting for Miles and shit and Gwen and their like whole thing. And yeah, yeah, it was just cool. It was cool. Like he had some really, really, really fucking cool shit to do. And her whole arc with her father, I thought that was like nice. It was a nice arc. It was cool to see like how this is all like them changing their fate type beat. You know, they're like going against like what's meant to be. It's like, oh, we're meant to be like went through all this tragedy and stuff. It's like, decide our own fate. That's like the whole thing about this film. It's them deciding what they want to do and all that. And I really liked it. I liked how they all kind of play with that theme. How all these arcs kind of like go with it and all this stuff. And then they go over the Gwen and Miles like love story esque part of the thing. I thought that was really cool. I feel maybe it's just blown out of proportion. I don't know. But earlier on, when they were talking about this film, I remember Amy Pascal or whatever her name is. I think is that her name? I don't fucking know. She was talking about how this would be a love story or some shit, and I get what she means, but the way she talked about it had me panicking. I'm glad to know that the panic was not warranted. I think that way she phrased it was really fucking bad. It was really weird. Because when I read it, I'm like, bro, what? This sounds awful. But it wasn't. It was actually kind of like it's kind of nice to see, you know. It was really cool, and I think it was done well. There's a lot of like moments like that that could be very cringe in a way, kind of done badly. This was done well. Their whole dynamic was done well. All the characters' dynamics, I think, were done well. And towards when all the people like came together, like when they went over to what happened next in the film? Um, India. That's where they went. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So when they went, oh my god, how did I forget that? Shit, that part was sick. That whole scene was sick. So they went over to India and shit, and they made the Spider-Man there. His life is fucking fantastic, great. And Spot's whole like thing, like going into there, just being so casual with it, was actually kind of fucking cool. The way he just kind of like did shit there. Oh, and also the Spot's introduction. I didn't mention that. But him just being like a low level criminal type guy, just kind of stealing some random shit, like very chill. But then just kind of being like, oh fuck, like him like really stepping it up was really fucking cool. I think I mentioned it earlier. But that whole scene of him just like going into it and then fusing with the actual reactor thing, and then Miles seeing like the future, that whole scene was really sick. It was really cool. And so I really appreciated that one. We get introduced to Spider Punk, and that was like another character I was concerned about after hearing what Amy had said about the love story thing, but nah, it was fine. It wasn't that big a deal. Actually, I actually fucking liked him a lot. He was a really cool character. Um, and yeah, they saved everyone. Really cool scene of that thing falling down. Really cool to see four Spider-Man just kind of going at it. Then they go over to the Spider Hub area where Miles just talks to the 2099 Spider-Man. Forgot his fucking name. Miguel, right? Is it Miguel? It's Miguel. Miguel or Harris, right? Miguel or Harris. Yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah. I just see it here. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think Miguel was really sick. Shit, I can't believe I forgot their names. The thing is, I knew his name, but I'm like, man, it's a letter M. Sorry, it's like 2 a.m. Please, or forgive me. It's 2 a.m. and shit. His whole like introduction and that whole scene and all that happening was really fucking cool. It was really sick. He was really menacing. I like when they brought in Peter, Peter B. Parker, and that whole dialogue, their interactions. It was all very sick. I like seeing May Parker just kind of like around, like being a baby, doing some tomfoolery. That was really cool. That whole like thing, their whole dynamics with all of them just kind of like existing with each other was really cool as well. And I liked it. I liked the how the menace kind of like built up there, and the stakes, the tension was just increasing and increasing and increasing until it like burst. And then you have like this whole Spider-Man chase scene, all these references in the background too, which were really cool. And that was just all awesome. It was all awesome, honestly. I really liked the film. I really did. So yeah. Then we go, man, this is a long film. Now that I'm thinking about it, they did a lot. It's insane that it felt fast. Then After that whole chase scene, he goes to teleport back to his Earth, but then it's like, wah, not your actual Earth or whatever. But before then, we get like the wrap up of Gwen's arc. We see Peter B. Parker kind of go back home and be like, I don't know if I can do this, but he's like, I can do this type shit. And I'm afraid for him. You know that? I'm afraid for him. I don't know why. I don't think they would, but I'm afraid. They 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 had their little like moments. They were talking. They kind of came to terms with what's going on, what they have to do, what's right. And then you get like the twist of like Miles going to like the wrong Earth. And the thing is that at the moment when I was watching the film, I'm like, that's say Earth 42. Wait a minute, something's not right there. Hold on, why is it going there? I just kind of assumed it's like whatever. It's okay, that was a bit odd, but it's whatever. Maybe it's yeah. I didn't know. I thought it was kind of weird. I didn't notice it, but then afterwards, it's like oh shit, that did mean something what I saw there. He's in the wrong fucking Earth, and it's really trippy. The twist is really weird. I wonder what kind of happens next. I don't know. I don't know. And that's where the movie ends. It just ends there, with that being like we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know how it's gonna end for Miles or anyone really. But we did get to see the fucking Spider Avengers assemble. All the past characters came together and all the new ones came together, and they're going somewhere. I don't know where, but they're going somewhere. So yeah, I think that's about it, to be honest with you. I don't think there's much else to talk about here. In this film. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. I'm really hyped for the next film. Really excited. It's gonna be interesting. I really want to see what other people think about this one a lot. Just keep in mind, by the way, if you leave any comments and there's spoilery ones, make sure you put like spoiler, by the way, and then like leave some spaces and then type your thing, just so that people don't get spoiled. I would like to see people's opinions though, what they're kind of gonna say about it. So if you guys have any thoughts about it, please let me know. I'd like to know. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one in a year from now. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna be reviewing fucking Barbie at some point. So whenever that comes out. So look forward to that and subscribe. I'm sorry.